Hello and welcome to this channel. I hope you all are doing good. My this session is regarding the current affairs of 6th of August. Let's start the session. So today we have Data Protection Bill of 2023. Let's look into this. So the bill will apply to the processing of digital personal data within India, where such data is collected online or collected offline and is digitized. It will also apply to such processing outside India if it is for offering goods or services in India. Personal data may be processed only for a lawful purpose upon consent of an individual. Consent may not be required for specified legitimate uses, such as voluntary sharing of data by the individual or processing by the state for permit, license, benefits, and services. Data fiduciaries Data fiduciaries will be obligated to maintain the accuracy of data, keep data secure, and delete once its purpose has been met. The bill grants certain rights to individuals, including the right to obtain information, seek correction and erasure, and grievance redressal. The central government may exempt government agencies from the application of provisions of bill in the interest of specified grounds such as security of the state, public order, and prevention of offences. The central government will establish the Data Protection Board of India to adjudicate on non-compliance with the provision of the bill. So let's see why we need this bill. So currently India does not have a standalone law on data protection. Use of personal data is regulated under the Information Technology Act 2000. In 2017, the central government constituted a committee of experts on data protection chaired by Justice B.N. Srikrishna to examine issues relating to data protection in the country. The committee submitted its report in July 2018. Based on the recommendation of the committee, the Personal Data Protection Bill 2019 was introduced in Lok Sabha. In December 2019, the bill was referred to a joint parliamentary committee which submitted its report in December 2021. In August 2022, the bill was withdrawn from parliament. In November 2022, a draft bill was released for public consultation. Now, in August 2023, the Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2023 was introduced in Parliament. Right. Next, we have consent. So, personal data may be processed only for a lawful purpose after obtaining the consent of the individual. A notice may be given before seeking consent. The notice should contain details about the personal data to be collected and the purpose of processing. Consent may be withdrawn at any point in time. Consent will not be required for legitimate uses, including specified purpose for which data has been provided by an individual voluntarily, provision of benefit or services by the government, medical emergency, and employment. Next, we have rights and duties of data principal. An individual whose data is being processed, that is data principal, will have the right to obtain information about processing, seek correction and erasure of personal data, nominate another person to exercise rights in the event of death or incapacity, grievance redressal. Apart from this, data principal will have certain duties. So data principal, they must not register a false or frivolous complaint, furnish any false particulars or impersonate another person in specified cases. Violation of duties will be punishable with a penalty of up to rupees 10,000. Obligations Obligations of data fiduciaries. Make reasonable efforts to ensure the accuracy and completeness of data. Build reasonable security safeguards to prevent a data breach. Inform the Data Protection Board of India and affected persons in the event of a breach. and erase personal data as soon as the purpose has been met, and retention is not necessary for legal purposes. In case of government entities, storage limitation and the right of the data principal to erasure will not apply. What are the exemptions in this bill? Rights of the data principal and obligations of data fiduciaries, except data security, will not apply in specified cases. These include prevention and investigation of offences and enforcement of legal rights or claims. The central government may, by notification, exempt certain activities from the application of the bill. These include processing by government entities in the interest of security of the state and public order, and research, archiving, or statistical purposes. Right. Exemption to the state may have adverse implications for privacy. Personal data processing by the state has been given several exemptions under the bill. As per Article 12 of the Constitution, the state includes central government, state government, local bodies, and authorities and companies set up by the government. Right. Next news we have about Indian eagle owl. Let's look into this. The Indian species is an imposing bird. The slightly larger female can reach a total length of 2.5 feet with a wingspan of 6 feet. Its nocturnal habits have meant that very little is known about this bird. The widespread range the entire Indian peninsula would seem to indicate that it is a stable population. Their total numbers have never been estimated. Many bird species face decline today as the total forested area in our country has suffered a decline, but the Indian eagle owl does not have dependency on forest. Their habitats is ravines, cliffside, riverside, and food is rodents, also reptiles, frogs, and medium-sized birds. They are distributed throughout area up to about 1500 centimeter in the Himalaya. Right. So there are some myths and superstitions about Indian eagle owl. So the owls in general are linked to a number of superstitious beliefs, though rational and unscientific. They are widespread among the urban and rural populations of the countries. Some of these superstitious beliefs include: if the bird is starved and tortured, it will speak in a human voice, predicting the future of its oppressor. Sacrificial killing by indigenous communities with a promise of good fortune. What are the benefits to agriculture? Research done by the Ella Foundation and the Zoological Survey of India has shown that Indian eagle owl nesting near agricultural lands had more and healthier owlets than scrubland nesters. The farmers get benefit from the abundant population of rodents near farms. Right. So this was all about the current affairs. Thank you. Stay tuned.